So our first interview, space habitats and resource management, innovations from Hydromars and ESA Bic. So here we're going to be hearing from ESA Bic, a startup incubator that has supported nearly 60 space tech startups, and one of their success stories who is here with us today, Hydromars. They're a Swedish deep tech company developing advanced water purification systems for space. And we'll discuss the importance of robust and efficient water systems for human space travel. So, without further ado, let's say hello to Shorena Tsindeliani, CEO and co-founder of Hydromars. She's originally from Georgia, but now calls Stockholm her home after studying a master's at the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm. And hello to Joacim Brauner. With over 10 years of diverse and progressive experience in business management, consulting, business development, and marketing. He's a program manager at Uppsala Innovation Center, UIC, and you're also a business advisor for ESA Bic Sweden. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so for the first question, Joacim, ESA Bic has supported nearly 60 space tech startups. Please tell me, what is their role in advancing space innovation?
Well, I think it's the hard part for all space innovations is the early stages, the startup. And when you need to start your journey, it's hard to find cash, it's hard to find knowledge and all of these kind of aspects. And that's where ESA Bic comes in. We can, as you heard before maybe, when Anneli was on stage, we finance these companies with 50,000 euros so they can start building their MVP or learning about the IP rights and stuff like that, but also they get the knowledge of ESA Bic and the ESA network with all the competence that are in ESA, in Nordwijk and the networks around Europe. That's the main thing I would say. But then all of our different nodes that we work with ESA Bic in Sweden have different knowledge and competences that is valuable for them.
Super cool, super cool. And as we move closer to long-term missions and off-Earth living, what is one big challenge we're facing and when it comes to supporting human life in space?
Well, I wouldn't say there's just one thing that's challenging. It's a lot of things that are challenging.
There's a lot of challenges.
yeah, but it's the fun part as well. But we are, as humans, are used to kind of these standard things that we take for granted on Earth, such as breathable air with oxygen.
Yeah.
We talk about water supply. In Sweden especially, we have water on our tap that we can drink right off the bat all the time. We have the problem with agricultural aspects in space. How do we grow them without sunlight, without water, without any kind of environment that's sustainable for it? So these are the things that we kind of need to figure out before we can take these long-term missions, because both on the way there, but also if you colonize Mars or something like that, these need to have work to have a kind of quality of life and not only just be there in a way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There are things we take for granted here that can be extreme challenges up in space.
Definitely.
Okay, so ESA Bic's, one of your success stories is Hydromars, and I'm here with Shorena, CEO and co-founder. For you, Shorena, I have a question. So please tell us about Hydromars and what inspired the vision for sustainable water solutions in space.
Well, the idea behind Hydromars started actually with a simple but quite logical question. If we are truly serious about exploring and eventually living on other planets, how do we sustain life where there is no natural resources, where there is no natural water? Are we really ready? And at Hydromars, we are developing systems with target to fully recover both water and nutrients from all sources such as sweat, humidity, urine, lunar or Martian regolith. At what makes the vision really inspiring is that we observed that very similar problems and challenges are actually here on Earth, with the water scarcity, with the climate change, with the need for circular solutions. And on the other hand, when we looked at available space technologies, for instance, currently the system on the ISS, we noticed that they use a quite outdated approach, which today results in a bulky system, which is extremely OPEX heavy, and most importantly, they can't close the loop. And it falls short of meeting the demands of coming commercial space stations with their new modern design. And especially, for instance, ESA's Terra Nova program, where humans, and Europe aims to send humans within a decade to lunar and Martian surface. So all that inspired our vision, and we also believe that technology, our technologies that had quite unique approach and was tested terrestrially, had good potential to go a bit farther than what we have today.
That's incredible. I know that one of your upcoming projects is really exciting. It's about testing water and nutrient extraction from astronaut urine aboard the International Space Station. So can you tell us more about that and the significance of the mission?
Right. We are currently working on our biggest mission, I would say, to develop and send a full-scale system on board ISS within the next 2 years, where we will design the system to directly recover water and nutrients from astronauts' urine. And why urine is because it's an extremely important resource in space, so it's not a waste like we perceive it here on Earth. On another hand, just touching a little bit upon technology, what makes our approach different is that we mimic the natural phenomenon. Specifically, we use a term called thermal evaporation, where we extract water molecules from the waste across a specific membrane module developed by ourselves in-house. So we have possibility of extracting pure water to the extent of type 1 quality, which you can use also for scientific experiments, apart from having a potable water. But also you have possibility of extracting essential nutrients for a plant growth. And this approach, we believe, makes it possible to build more compact systems that will be adapted to coming commercial space stations and deeper missions in future.
That's super interesting. I know we have a little bit of time, so Shorena, I wanted to ask you, what has your experience been with ESA Bic?
Well, I would say more than finances, and I agree with Joacim. It was a very different type of support, starting from having access to different facilities. For instance, we had access to the world's leading clean room at Ångström Laboratory for the past 3 years, where we actually performed our research. We also had access to the key leading environmental control life support system, or ECLAS engineer from ESA, that supported us in different process and product development stages. It's also about being part of community and network, which really helps you to reach your goals faster. And I would say the space was extremely dominated by big agencies. Today, it's the startups that's driving the innovation. And I think the reason for that is that we make decisions faster. We are also more risk-friendly. We also bring some fresh thinking. And in my view, when this energy matches and is combined with ESA's infrastructure and expertise, that is exactly when the true momentum is created that pushes the whole industry forward.
100%. And Joacim, for you, what does collaboration between organizations like ESA Bic and Hydromars mean for the future of space exploration?
Well, I think this is similar to what Shorena said as well, is we have to look at the startups because they will drive the innovation forward in a way. So what we can do in our way is kind of give them all the tools that they need to kind of get us there, because we don't have that capacity ourselves, but we can give them the opportunities and the challenge, the tools to get to space or to get to Mars or whatever we want to go. But what I think ESA Bic has in a really good way of doing is that we also don't only think about the technology, we think about how they can commercialize it. Because at the end, the product needs to be commercialized in a way to kind of grow as well. So it's a kind of combination in that way.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your insights. Thank you so much for sharing about Hydromars and ESA Bic. And please let our audience know where they can find out more about you.
Yeah, you can find out more about on website esabic.se, and please reach out.
On the website, please reach out.
Hydromars, amazing. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.